Your Highness, the soldiers I've trained specialize in killing techniques. If they end up hurting this esteemed guest, I'm afraid it would be hard to explain." Although Zhang He's words were tactful, the meaning was clear as day. If you don't have the strength, don't get involved, or you'll only embarrass yourself. Standing beside him, Wu Yong didn't speak, but the look he gave Dustin carried the same trace of disdain. A pampered young man like this could never be compared to their battle-hardened elites. He was probably just some noble scion familiar with the prince, coming here to gain a little attention. Julius chuckled and shook his head. "You people really don't know a tiger when you see one. If any of you can even injure Mr. Dustin, I'll reward you with 1,000 gold coins. But I'm afraid you won't have that kind of skill." Hearing about the reward, all the soldiers' spirits lifted. Their eyes lit up as if they couldn't wait to charge forward and give Dustin a good beating. "Well then, since your Highness has spoken, I'll send a few of my men to test this guest's skills." Zhang He nodded slightly and turned around. He pointed out 5 strong and capable elite soldiers and barked, "You 5, step forward." "Yes, sir." The 5 responded in unison and marched to the center of the training field. Years of rigorous training had imbued them with an aura of ruthless discipline, and their tiger-like eyes gleamed with intensity. "Brother Dustin, my soldiers can be a bit arrogant. I'll have to trouble you to teach them a lesson today," Julius said with a grin. "Since your Highness asks, I'm happy to oblige." Dustin nodded and walked forward slowly until he stood before the 5 soldiers. With his hands behind his back, his gaze was calm and profound. These soldiers were indeed elite, but at his current level, unless tens of thousands surrounded him, they posed no threat whatsoever. "You 5, go all out. Don't bring shame to the prince," Zhang He reminded them. Even though he had looked down on Dustin earlier, when it came to matters of honor, there was no room to hold back. "Gentlemen, please," Dustin said, extending a single hand. "Begin!" Zhang He gave the order. The 5 soldiers didn't hesitate. They moved into action immediately. With perfect coordination, they spread out in a fan formation to surround Dustin. 2 of them charged from the left, one going low with a sweeping kick to trip him, the other leaping high with a heavy punch aimed straight at his face. On the right side, one soldier brandished a short stick with blinding speed, cutting off Dustin's escape route. The other moved like a shadow, searching for an opening in Dustin's defenses. Yet despite the coordinated assault, Dustin remained calm and unhurried. With a slight turn of his body, he easily dodged the sweeping kick. At the same time, he casually raised his left hand and blocked the incoming punch as if swatting away a fly. The soldier felt like he had slammed his fist into a wall of steel. A sharp pain shot through his arm, and he let out a muffled groan. At that moment, Dustin spun around. His right leg swept out like a whirlwind, striking the wrist of the soldier with the short stick. Crack! The stick fell to the ground. The soldier's face turned pale, and he clutched his injured wrist, retreating rapidly. The remaining 3, seeing this, only increased the intensity of their assault. They moved in tandem, shifting their angles of attack constantly. But Dustin was like a ghost, slipping effortlessly through their formation. With a flash of movement, he appeared behind one of the soldiers and lightly tapped his back with his palm. A tremendous force surged forward, sending the soldier flying face first into the ground. Another soldier seized the moment to strike, but Dustin didn't dodge. Instead, he advanced boldly and delivered a punch of his own. It looked ordinary, but the speed was blinding. The soldier didn't even have time to react. He took the hit directly to the chest, flying several meters back as blood spurted from his mouth. In the blink of an eye, all 5 elite soldiers were lying on the ground, completely unable to fight. And this was with Dustin deliberately holding back. Had he used his full strength, they'd either be dead or crippled. How is this possible? The sudden turnaround stunned all the onlooking soldiers. The contempt they once held vanished instantly, replaced with awe and reverence. Even Zhang He and Wu Yong were dumbfounded. No one had expected that this seemingly delicate man would possess such terrifying strength. 5 elite soldiers hadn't even landed a single proper strike. "I didn't expect him to actually be a true expert," Zhang He muttered with a frown, clearly displeased. Deputy Commander Wu Yong also had a grave expression. His gaze toward Dustin had completely changed. Meanwhile, Julius stood calmly to the side, a faint smile on his face. This was exactly the outcome he had hoped for. "Brother Dustin, what incredible skill!" Julius clapped and praised him. My soldiers have grown too arrogant in peacetime. Today's lesson from you will surely humble them a bit. You're too kind, Your Highness, Dustin said modestly. They've simply never encountered a master from the martial world before, so their combat techniques were lacking. I merely had the advantage of experience. Even in victory, he made sure to preserve the soldier's dignity. Mr. Dustin, we really failed to recognize your abilities. At that moment, Deputy Commander Wu Yong suddenly stripped off his upper garment, revealing a muscular body and eyes burning with fighting spirit. Now, I would like to ask Mr. Dustin for a few pointers. I hope you will not hold back.
And just can't accept it. This can't be the end yet. You promised to never leave, and now you're gone. Can't believe I can feel the world slipping away as you slowly fade from my everyday. You promised forever a love without end, but now I'm left broken, struggling to mend. I thought we were so tied, destined for a lifetime, love with no end, love with no end. Staying in my imagination, memorizing the past time, the secrets, the love, the care, now they're echoes in the air. I still see your face in every place, feel your warmth, your gentle grace, but now there's just an empty space, and I'm lost in this endless chase. Keeping you in my heart, a piece of you I'll never